All right, guys, Rebecca here for the June 2025 budget review and kind of life catch up like I do at the beginning of the video. I didn't make a video last week because I felt like I didn't have a lot of updates for you all. And now I feel like there's a lot to discuss, but unfortunately I don't have a lot of good news. But yeah, I'm kind of dirty. I could use a shower, but I'm planning on anxiety cleaning the house once again after I get through making these videos. And, you know, there are worse things that you could choose to do with anxiety, am I right? Anyway, let's talk about how things are going first with the home sale. Like I said, not a lot of good news. Things are not going well. So since my last video, my last couple videos that I put out, I mentioned that there hasn't been a lot of interest in the house. We basically, yeah, that trend has continued. We did do another open house since my last video. Nobody came. I've been keeping an eye on, we have an information box on the street out in front of my house. I'm keeping an eye on how many little info packets are in there, and it's been a while since any have been taken. I obviously keep an eye on my listing on Zillow to see how many saves and views and things that I'm getting there. And in total, right now, the house has been listed for 26 days. I have over 700 views and 30 saves as of right now. But I will say that the vast majority of those views and saves came within the first couple of weeks that the house was listed. It's been pretty slow since then. And again, nobody has asked for a showing. So I don't really know what to do. And I have been discussing this with, obviously, my mom, my husband. I feel like the price point that I am listed at, $294,900, is fair for the area and for this house, the location, and what this house offers. But I struggle with the thought of doing a price drop. Today, there was a new listing that I noticed on Zillow for a home that was coming soon. Now, it's not quite as good of a location as mine, but the house is slightly larger. It does not have a nice big deck like mine has, but it does have a front porch and a back porch. It's got a fenced-in yard. There's a lot of similarities. It's a 3-bed, 2-bath like mine. It was built in 2023, so it's a new build, basically. Mine's built in 1991, but I have done many renovations and upgrades. This is practically a new house right now. But nonetheless, this house is listed as coming soon, and they have the price point set at $255,000. So that's a punch in the gut for me. Yeah. I don't know what to do, y'all. Like I said, I saw that post today, and recently I was talking to my husband about everything that's going on, and I had come up with a very tentative, subject to change, temporary plan in mind, which was this. I was just going to continue working both jobs, leave the price point where it's at for now, because if I do end up needing to drop the price later, if I continue with both jobs, then that lessens the sting of a price drop. But my tentative plan that I came up with was, regardless of what happens with interest, showings, whatever, I'm going to leave my price where it is right now through the month of July. August 1st comes around, and I've mentioned this before, but to remind you guys, July is a 3 paycheck month for both jobs. So technically, if I make it to August 1st, which I'm planning on doing now, then that would be 6 paychecks next month for me. So hey, hopefully that reduces the sting of a price drop if I need to do one. So yeah, the plan that I had was, again, subject to change, but the plan that I had was to keep going until August 1st, and no matter what happens as far as the interest in the house, I would go ahead and put in my 1 month notice at my primary job on August 1st and work through August, potentially for both jobs. And I mean, hopefully by the end of August, something would happen with my house. I mean, hopefully I could get an offer, because that's a pretty decent amount of time to be listed. The thing that I am most shady about is if I need to do a price drop, at what point do I do that? And how much do I drop the home price by? To remind you guys, I bought this house for $164,000 and I put $100K into it. So, I mean, I can't really drop my price a whole lot without getting to the point that once you factor in closing costs and realtor fees and everything like that, I mean, I would be break even, if not losing a little bit of money on this house. So I have that to consider, but that might be an option that I choose to do later. The big reason I wanted to sell the house before I moved to Sweden is I don't want to really give Sweden any reason to claim capital gains taxes on the sale of this house. You know, if I'm living in Sweden when this house sells, then our understanding is that Sweden could say, okay, you're a resident of Sweden and you sold this house in the USA, you owe us some capital gains taxes. So, you know, I'm trying to avoid that situation if I can help it by selling the house before I actually move over. But if I need to drop the price on this house, am I going to have a ton of capital gains? No. So, especially if I need to do a significant price drop, yeah, I really won't have a lot of capital gains on this home sale if the market right now is just going to demand that I sell the house for less. So that's why I am considering the option of just giving my mom the power of attorney to sell this house and go ahead and move over to Sweden. I mean, that's an option, but it's an option I will only use if I decide to do a significant price drop. And I'm not going to decide to do a significant price drop until at least middle of July, possibly the 1st of August. I'm a little torn on timing, but if I keep going at both jobs until the 1st of August, then at least I get that 6 paycheck month next month. And you know, if I put my notice in on August 1st, that means I will have to keep working for another month at job A to work a full notice and get all of my PTO cashed out, all of the details that come with quitting a job. And yes, that is a thing here in North Carolina. We are a state where they can withhold your final paycheck or your PTO, your paid time off, if you do not work a full notice. So if you're in a state where it's not like that, kudos to you. But here in North Carolina, giving notice is a little bit different. So yeah, and it just so happens that job A does require a pretty healthy notice to work. That full month is a little bit annoying, to be honest, but it is what it is. And I figure if I'm going to work the full month of August, you know, working a notice at that job, then I might as well just keep working at the other job also until the end of August to get what little bit of extra income that I can. Because if I leave the price on the house where it is right now and the zero interest that I am getting continues, then yeah, I'm going to need to work as much as I can to really try to lessen that sting of needing to do a price drop. So as far as price drops go, I was considering dropping the price by $5,000 to $289. But my husband and I were talking about that, and when you're buying a house, does $5,000 really make that big of a difference? Y'all let me know what you think about that in the comment section down below. Because, I mean, yes, a home is a huge purchase, right? So does $5,000 make that big of a difference? In that respect, no. But if you're just looking at $5,000, I mean, to me, that's a lot of money. So, yeah, when it comes to dropping the price on this house, if I decide to drop the price in the middle of July, I'm thinking I might just drop it $5K. If I decide to hold on through the entire month of July and not drop the home price until August 1st, maybe I'll drop it more than $5K. I mean, if I go a full $10,000, that's significant. It might get some attention. And my thought process with that is families with kids are not going to want to move once the school year starts back. So I really would like to sell this house at some point this summer. So maybe a $10,000 price drop would bring enough interest in to do that. However, I don't want the type of interest that is just lowball offers, people wasting my time. Yeah, so there's that. And I'm afraid that if I drop the price by $10,000, it would start attracting some of that type of attention where you're just getting people that throw you a lowball offer hoping that they can get a house for cheap. So I have no idea really what I should do. Like I say, I had kind of a outline of a plan, and then today I get that gut punch of a new construction just a few minutes away from my house coming on the market soon at $255. So y'all, it's not looking good. I don't know how long this house is going to take to sell. And another thing that I am thinking about, just mentally, the reason why I have August 1st in mind to put in my notice, which means I would work through August to the beginning of September. Christopher and I first started talking to each other back in October of 2020. It has been 5 years of us living apart, trying to wait out COVID, coming up with plans on how we're going to get together, having those plans change multiple times. And now it finally feels like we are so close to the end, and I just really don't want to go past that October point. Yes, I do want to enjoy some of whatever is left of the Swedish summer if I can get there in time. But in the grand scheme of things, is that critically important? No, I guess not, because I am so close to the end here regardless. So if I can't make it in the summer, it's not the worst thing in the world, but I do want to get over there. And another thing I think about is my pets. You know, they have been over there now for a while, and they are doing very well. I mean, Christopher's taking great care of them. They love him. He loves them, even though they are annoying the absolute shit out of him. They're all boys for one. So there you have it. I mean, it's just a bunch of boys fighting each other and being annoying. And Rollo, my dog, is just super argumentative for a dog. Yeah, but they are all getting so much more attention over there with him than they were getting with me. And I know this because y'all know I have been working so hard for the last year. I mean, I'm filming this on June 23rd. by the time this video goes up on June 24th, when you all see it, it will officially be 1 year since my hire date at job B. So it will be a full year that I have been working 2 full-time jobs, and I have been doing 6 nights a week for a whole year. So, I mean, this last year, I feel like I have barely seen my pets and been able to enjoy them and give them the attention that they want and deserve. And I'm glad they're getting that now, but I want to get over there too and spend some time with them and enjoy what time Rollo has left, because, you know, he's a 7-year-old Irish Wolfhound, which is getting up there for that breed. And I don't know how much time he has left. So yeah, I'm just kind of getting depressed about the whole situation. If y'all can't really tell, I knew that the real estate market had slowed down. I just didn't realize that it was going to be this bad trying to sell my house. I mean, I have gotten basically zero interest in this place, really. So there we are. That's what I meant by I really don't have a lot of good news for you. And then add on top of all of that, who really knows what is going on in the world right now, right? Do I really want to be here in the US if World War III breaks out? No, probably not. I mean, not that there's really any good place to be for that. But, you know, just in the matter of a couple hours ago, apparently there is a ceasefire that has been announced. So let's hope that that is lasting and that all of this geopolitical drama is behind us now, but who really knows, right? Yeah, about the only good news that I have is I'm feeling a lot better after my iron infusions as far as energy goes. So that's great. Also, part of the reason why I decided to anxiety clean the house later again. I actually have the energy to do it now. I'm going to do some of the detail work that I just could not muster up the energy to do the last time I did a big clean in the house. So my plan tonight is to scrub the baseboards again, but really get in there in the grooves and stuff, and paint the baseboards in some of the areas that could use it. So yeah, I'll be on hands and knees all night tonight after I get through making these videos, doing all of that. So I think that really covers it for the house update, work situation. I mean, I say it covers it, but I really have no idea what's going to happen or what the best course of action should be. It's stressing me out, y'all. Selling this house is stressing me out. And I'm trying not to let it stress me out too much because, again, I haven't even been listed yet on the market for a full month, but just keeping an eye, a very close eye on the area surrounding me and what homes are selling for and the ones coming on the market, the price points. It's just not looking that great, y'all. So yeah, send me some more good vibes because I could definitely use them. But with that part of the video covered, let's jump into the actual June 2025 budget review. All right, y'all, thanks to a text message from my realtor just now. Hi, Natalie. I just realized that I left out a huge detail in the beginning of the video here. So before we jump into the budget review, the travel job, right? Yeah, so I had already started scrubbing the house and everything when I got a message from my realtor like, hey, is this your last week at job B? Are you going to take the travel job and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, yeah, I forgot to mention that to y'all. So in a nutshell, here's the thing with the travel job that happened. I started actually running the numbers. And the thing about the travel job is, yes, it's more money. But by the time I start subtracting out the cost of me needing to rent a place for the travel job, I was looking at anywhere from, if I got the cheapest place that I could find to rent, it would have been maybe an extra $1,200 a month. But If I got a place that I really would have liked to have during this travel contract, then I was really only looking at an extra $500 a month. And that's a gross amount, right? $500 to $1,200 a month gross extra over what I already earn at having that extra job B, full-time. So in the long run, is it worth the hassle of having to do that, rent a place, one, learn a whole new hospital and new protocols, new machine, blah, 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 all the things that come with an extra ultrasound job that you haven't done before? No, I decided that ultimately it is not worth it. Also, there is a lot of value to be given on the fact that if this house does sell, I only need to give a 2-week notice at job B right now. If I was to take that travel job, then that would lock me in to a 13-week contract, right? So that would guarantee that I would be here until the end of September for sure. So, yeah, when I started running the numbers on everything, I decided that the travel job ultimately was not worth it. Now, that did not stop me from pursuing more information about the travel job. I did ask my recruiter at the travel agency that I am registered with to ask if they would come up on their weekly amount that they were offering. They were offering a maximum of $2,200 per week for this job, and that's, again, a gross amount. And I told them that I'd be interested if they would come up to $2,600 a week. So an extra $400 a week. All right, I could be convinced into taking that travel job and jumping through all these hoops and going through the extra hassle of needing to rent a place and guaranteeing that I'm going to stay here until the end of September. So she asked, long story short, they said no. So ultimately, I decided not to take that travel job. So that's the update with the travel job. And now I will get back to cleaning this very empty house here. Y'all can see there is just nothing left here. And I was just scrubbing the baseboards over here. So I'm gonna get back to it. All right, here we are looking at the June 2025 budget. So first of all, wow, income, right? But keep in mind that a lot of this was carried over from the previous month. So, my actual earned income is a lot less than this, but nonetheless, I carried over a large amount just in case I would need it for any reason. If I got an offer on the house and the buyers potentially wanted some things fixed. But yeah, it's not looking like I'm going to need that money anytime soon, right? So more on that later. Also, my husband actually pointed out that with my spreadsheet here that I have been using for years, that I offer as a free download, if you look at the first link in the description box down below, you can get this spreadsheet for a free download. However, my husband pointed out a flaw that I have not ever really noticed with my spreadsheet before. And that is that because I have my formulas set up the way that I do, my total income down here is a reflection of everything, right? Yes. However, my year-to-date totals down here are calculated off of this total income from month to month. Now, when I do my usual thing and I am doing a zero-based budget or very close to that, then it doesn't really matter very much. But with me carrying over a large amount like this from one month into the next, it's going to make this year-to-date total artificially high because I'm counting this income twice, right? Yeah, so that is something that I didn't really realize before until he pointed that out to me. So I have corrected my formulas in the spreadsheet since he pointed that out. So if you happen to be using this exact same budget spreadsheet that I am, that you have downloaded for me, be aware that if you're not doing a zero-based budget, then yeah, your income that you roll over from month to month is getting counted twice. So, and ultimately, that means also that my savings rate was counted off of all of this income, not just the income that I had for June. So, again, I had to adjust my formula for my savings rate percentage every month also. And I did do that. So, it's all fixed now, but just a little thing that I wanted to point out to you guys if you are using my budget spreadsheet.
What is this, amateur hour?
Anyhow, yes, income this month was a lot, but that's a good thing because I did a lot of spending this month as well. So, yeah, let's just get into that and move down into my bills and spending section for the month here. Starting at the top, my mortgage payment, $845 like usual. So the amount that I owe on the house is almost $123,000. I paid off $222 worth of principal this month. So far, the principal balance that I've paid off for the year is almost $2,000. My utility bill came in a little under budget at $124.78. That's a good thing because it is hotter than the seventh circle of hell this week at the house, so I am sure this is going to go up next month. My internet bill is $55 like usual. Gas and car wash, I only got gas a couple times this month, so that was less than $60, $59.72 there. Food and household, I did go a little bit over this month. Well, not really a little bit, a couple $100 over, but whatever. It is what it is. Like I have mentioned many times before in my budget reviews, while I am working the two jobs, I really don't care what the food and household budget is month to month. Whatever makes my life easier for me to keep going on two jobs, I'm going to do. So this month, it was $942.31. House projects here, this is the work that I had my contractor do before we got the house listed. He finally told me how much he was going to charge for pressure washing and painting and staining the deck, fixing all of the little holes and things in the walls that I had around the living room, patching there, repainting there, all of that. And that was $1,545. Yard care, my neighbor Richard takes care of the yard for me here, and every time he comes to cut grass, it's $30. I mean, it's been so hot here recently that I think the grass is actually not growing quite as fast as it was. So I spent $60 this month on yard care. Lab bill, here is where all of you who are in the EU that watch me can cry for me. I got my bill for all of the lab work that I had done by my primary care physician before I went to go get my iron infusions, which I had an extensive amount of lab work done. I will say this was more than just checking your basic things, okay? But even with insurance and going in network, my portion of the bill was $741.06. Also, my iron infusion, when I went to get those done, before I even showed up for my appointment, I had a prepayment bill sent to me of $500 that I had to pay. So I paid that. Yeah, a lot on healthcare this month. Meds, vitamins, protein. I had to do a thyroid medicine refill, $5.92 there for my meds. And then this big ol' honkin' expenditure here. I have mentioned in previous budget videos several times that there were some big purchases remaining that I wanted to do for the house in Sweden. Now, my husband bought the house, so keep this in mind. I feel like this is not even coming close to the amount of money that he has put into the place. So I don't want you guys thinking that, you know, he's not doing his part, because he has done more than enough already. But one of the things that I wanted to buy was the bedroom furniture for us at the house. So the house is on the smaller side. Actually, square footage wise, it's a little bit smaller than my house here. It is a 2-bedroom house, 1 bath. I have a 3-bedroom house here, 2 bath. But the 1 bedroom that we use, the other bedroom is basically Christopher's office. But our bedroom, I wanted to get new furniture for it to specifically make that room a dual purpose room, because there's not a lot of space in the house, and Swedish winters are legit. So for me to also have some space in the house for some workout equipment, I thought the best thing to do for the bedroom furniture would be to buy a Murphy style bed, a cabinet bed for the bedroom. That way I could get a few things to work out with, and like a treadmill that will fold flat, and I can keep that stored underneath the bed where we're not going to see it. And during the summertime, you know, I'm going to be outside a lot over there, and I don't have to really worry about doing dedicated workouts, because there's going to be plenty to do outside there. But during the winters, which are long and a lot of snow, I'm not going to want to go outside for a run, you know? So I wanted a place where I could store a treadmill that would be out of sight. So a Murphy bed made perfect sense. And I bought a whole bunch of bedroom furniture and some exercise equipment this month for the bedroom. And that in total ended up being $4,681.01. So pretty big purchase there, but I really think that it's gonna be worth it to be able to make our bedroom a dual purpose room. It'll be our bedroom at night, and during the winter, I can flip the Murphy bed up out of the way, and it can become a workout room for us during the winter when it's really too cold to go outside. So in total this month, I wasn't planning on doing that purchase, but yeah, I just went ahead and did it because I thought it was going to be something that I might purchase once I actually get over there to Sweden. But honestly, I knew it was going to be a lot of money, and the sting of it feels a little bit less if I made that purchase while I'm still working versus after I fire and I have no more income. So yeah, I was like, let me just go ahead and make this purchase now while I'm still working my 2 jobs, and it won't hurt as bad. So, I mean, ultimately, money is money. It would have been money now or money later, but I would have spent this amount regardless. But still, for whatever reason, mentally, it just stings less if I made that purchase while I am still working. So my totals down here, once again, blew it out of the water. Thought I would spend less than $3,000 for the month. Actually spent $9,500 this month. Yeah. So y'all can see at the bottom here. Now I'll make a very quick separate video for my channel members here to go over what my current totals in my portfolio are. I just updated those before I started filming this video. But I publicly still show what my savings rate for the month is and my percentage progress towards my FIRE number. So y'all can see here. Got some good numbers going this month, and this is what I mean by I'll get to that $10,000 rollover later here. I normally don't share how much I send to my investment portfolio every month, but I will say that this month I did do some additional investing outside of my retirement accounts that that over $10,000 amount that I had rolled over from the previous month, 10,000 of that I did send to my brokerage on Friday evening. And that was shortly after I saw the news about the US bombing Iran, because I thought, oh, okay, this is probably going to make for a very red Monday in the stock market. With how slow the real estate market is going here for me, I'm probably not going to need that $10,000 anytime super soon. So let me just go ahead and move this over to my brokerage just in case we have a really red day on Monday and I want to take advantage and do some buying of the stock market today. Well, y'all can see how good that strategy was. The stock market was super green today. I mean, y'all can see the S&P was up. I mean, everything is green here, almost, that I keep an eye on. So, did I do any buying today? No, I did not. But that $10,000 is there. I have $2,200 left over just sitting in my checking for to roll over into next month. And I mean, considering next month is that 3 paycheck month and I haven't gotten a lot of interest on the house, I am just going to build up a little bit more money in my checking account for next month. And I'll probably just leave that $10,000 sitting in cash in my brokerage, just available for the time being. Yeah, but doing that means that my savings rate this month was pretty kick-ass. I don't know that I have ever in the history of this channel had an over 90% savings rate. And this is just the income that I earned this month. This is subtracting out that $10,000 that I had rolled over from last month. But this includes from the income that I earned this month, the amount that I sent over. It includes my retirement account contributions that are automatically taken out of my paycheck, and it also includes this principal amount that is paid off towards the mortgage every month. So yeah, really good savings rate this month. And as far as am I FI yet, you know, with the market going up here recently, I'm back up over 70% of the way to my FIRE number. I am still a lot short from what I would ideally like to be, and this 70% FI number does include an estimated amount of equity that I have in the house already. If and when the house does sell, I will still be short of my ideal FIRE number. I'm gonna be very lean FI, but I'm gonna do my best to try to just make that work, and we'll see how that goes in future years. But yeah, for now, things are very slow with the home sale. I'm just going to continue working. I thought that, honestly, at this point in my journey, I thought that I would be making videos preparing for the move to Sweden, and that is just not happening yet. So, again, y'all let me know what your opinion is on the situation. Do price drops really do a lot for garnering any extra interest in home sales? Or does it just attract the type of interest that you really don't want anyway? I don't want to seem desperate to sell my house, but at the same time, I am very tired and I do want to get to Sweden as soon as I can. So I am honestly just completely torn about what to do. But for now, the only thing I know for sure is that I'm just going to keep working both jobs until something happens. So yeah, that'll cover it for this video. I'm going to make the video for the actual numbers here for the channel members. So if you are a channel member, then check the membership section on my page for that video. And I'll see y'all in my next one. Bye, guys.